Peace Connect real quick.
Okay.
I was It always amazes me that the live seems to go back and record what I said just before I clicked live. But good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Looking forward to our time together. All right. Our second IS session for this summer. Time is flying.
It is. It really is. Um,
Yes.
yeah. My thing is coming up the week after next. So
Right. Just less the 28th, right? So you got 10
yep,
days.
10 days.
Woo! Well, what did you want to discuss today?
um, just maybe a couple of minutes on the project.
Okay.
How was that supposed to be laid out, like in a PowerPoint, or what way do you want that? Um,
You will share it with the group, so a PowerPoint is probably helpful. And in terms
okay.
of what you submit, it can be the PowerPoint, in which case you probably need to add a page or two that shares more of the background information that you might not have in the PowerPoint. And
Mm-hmm.
that's it. I don't want you to reinvent the wheel. And then I think in the handbook, there are some questions, I believe.
Um,
Are there? Let me
I
look
think
right.
it.
Let me see. But yeah, I don't want you to like double up your work.
Mhm.
Um, so that PowerPoint, if you're comfortable with that, allows you to, have what you need for your presentation.
Okay, sounds good.
Or maybe it's only consultation. I thought it was a conversation. It may only be consultation. Okay.
It says something about
Are you at 518?
yeah.
Okay,
It
that's where
says
I am.
yeah. Oh yeah, consultation. But it says something about a 3-page paper. But that's what you were talking about, the two
That's what
pages that the
right.
2 pages. Okay.
If you do the PowerPoint, then you'd probably need like 2 pages to,
Mm-hmm.
at the most, 1 to 2 pages to give us all that background information where
Mm.
you would identify the relevant theories you use, methodologies, all that kind of stuff. Make the connections that are listed in here. So they're not questions as much as they are a description of the information to be included.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, great.
Sounds good. All right. Sounds good.
All right, and we're not doing the consultation team part. We've consulted, and then you'd have an opportunity to share it with your peers towards the end of the unit, and that would be it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Good.
Um.
I can't wait.
well, thank you. I'm kind of nervous about it because you know just the I guess for the context of it and how it might play out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you feel like you have enough support?
Um, I did get my friend. He's gonna send a therapist to give information and be hang around or whatever. So
That's great.
yeah, so I have that, and I don't know what else I might need, but I don't know because I'm doing like the book I told you I was doing trauma to transformation Bible study, and I don't know, it's kind of deep last night, and one woman, I don't know, she just I don't know. I keep trying to get her to get therapy, but I don't know what else to do. She
Wow.
she needs some help really bad.
What can you say more about what happened? Or do you want to talk about what happened?
Oh no, I don't mind talking about what happened. It's not anything that she said, it's just her behavior. She like had her head down, she was kind of down in the seat, and she was just like, the look on her face, you just like she just so defeated. Um, and I asked the question, I forgot what it was, and she was like, my life has just been bad. It's been bad for a long time. I didn't ask her specifically. I was just asking the question to everyone. And I was like, I don't know how to help. I don't know what to do. And I know it's a whole scenario. It's a whole bunch of stuff, that's going on, that's come up. And yeah, it's just a whole bunch. Child abuse. Her mama knew it, didn't do anything about it. Her mama treats her bad. And her mama got up in church, was like, such is my favorite daughter, you know what I mean? And this daughter's sitting here and she's saying this daughter is her favorite daughter, and I'm like, just stuff like that. And she's just been like the black sheep, and nobody's really loved her or cared for her. And she just, and then she just recently found out that her son molested her daughter, and that just
Molested the daughter we're talking about, or molested the daughter she calls her favorite daughter?
no, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I should back up. The woman who's having all the issues and really depressed, her daughter told her recently that her brother molested her. Her sibling
Wow. Wow.
molested her.
Oh.
So it's just a whole bunch of stuff. Just a whole bunch of stuff.
She disclosed that to you in a pastoral care conversation or in public?
Um, we were like I was coming out of the church and she was trying to whisper it to me. I said, I cannot hear, it's too much noise. So we went to the side of the church and she told me, yeah, that she told me that. That was a couple of weeks ago. And she can't get past it. She hates the son and she don't know how to move forward. And the daughter don't want her to tell the son, the brother. I mean, yeah, but so it's just a lot. She was going to do it anyway. And I was like, maybe you should consider what your daughter asked you and not, not do that. That might cause more problems for you. So I don't know. It's a lot.
Wow. That is a lot.
Yeah. And then her and her husband are having issues, and she raised a granddaughter, and the granddaughter's just as verbally abusive to her and stuff. And it was, Lord, it's just a lot. I told her, I can't help you. I don't know what to do. I said, I can get you some help, but I cannot do it. There's nothing I can do. I mean, I can listen to you and I can, encourage you, but you need professional help, you know.
And she is consistently resistant to that. And
Yes. I don't know why. I don't know. She said, well, my doctor helps me. I get to talk to her. And she said I could call her anytime. I said, but I went through that same thing. That's not it's okay, but it's not helpful. In the end, it's not helpful. You know, it's not it's not gonna give her the relief that she needs. She's gonna have to do some work to get the relief she needs.
yeah.
So
Is she a participant in this event?
she is, yeah.
Hmm.
So I think I got myself way in over my head. I don't know. It's a lot. And a lot of people, I mean, in that group last night, they've been talking about stuff they said they never talked about, and they continue to talk about it within this group. I guess because they feel safe to talk about it, but it's a lot. I don't know. I guess I wouldn't think it when I got that book, but I don't know. I don't know.
So, do you need a consultation? Would you benefit from a consultation with someone specifically around that group? And you know how we talk about um, working with the care team and the collaboration? I mean, in that way, is that a place where you need to do some collaboration with the mental health specialists that you do have access to?
Maybe. Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
people, what in what space are people in when they leave the group?
Um, we try to bring it back in, and talk it through, and pray about some things and stuff. They seem to be in a good Most of them seem to be in a good space, laughing and talking to each other, but she is never in it, she's just in a cloud of depression. It's just she's never, you know, you know, and she can't reframe anything, you
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So,
How how is that impacting you?
uh, I couldn't sleep last night because I was just thinking about her, and I don't know. And I want to ask her, does she really need to be in this Bible study? Maybe it's too much for her right now. Maybe it's, maybe she shouldn't be in it, because I don't know. I don't know what else to do for her. I really don't. I'm just, you know, I hate to see her in it's just like she's just despondent or something, just like out of it, just no hope, you know. And I guess her husband's complaining about the depression. He said you're never happy and blah blah blah. So it's a lot there too. So I don't know.
Can you say more about why you would invite her to not participate in the group?
Because I guess the conversations are kind of raw and people the things that they talk about, and I think it just seems like it just because some things they talk about, she might be setting up at one point, but then there's somebody else say something that just seems like it triggers her, and she put her head down and just like, you know, I don't know, because her sister's in the group as well, and her sister went through the same thing, but not as worse as her, not not worse as her. I think she was more sexually abused than her sister, and but the family liked her sister because she's lighter skinned, and this lady's really dark skinned. The sister's lighter skinned, so she got treated better. And but she seems to be more, um, I guess, resilient maybe, or um, I guess you say that maybe.
Or differently resilient or at a different place in her journey of healing?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you imagine she might hear this might be too much for you right now? And
Well, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm
sure.
just going. Sorry, my chair kept falling down, down, down.
You'll be
um,
down now.
so you said how
How
would
do
she
you
might
yeah, how do you imagine she would respond to that? How might she hear that?
she might feel it as rejection. So I don't know. That's why I don't know what to do. She might feel it like, you don't want me there. Nobody wants me because that's what she says. Nobody loves me. Nobody cares about me. So I don't know. That's why I haven't said anything, but it feels like she don't need to be there. And she
Okay.
was coming and talking to me. Now she's just kind of closed off and she won't come and talk anymore or whatever. But which like I said, there's not a lot I can do. I can listen to her. But I don't know. I don't. And then her
Well,
daughter and her are very, is it called enmeshed? They're
mhm.
just like everywhere she go, the daughter's there. It's a grown daughter, and they're just like really, you know. And then the one that she raised, the granddaughter, is kind of like, you know, she feels like that she didn't get treated well by this lady. So it's a lot. It's a lot because sometimes the granddaughter come to church, she cry, 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 cry. She's like 20. So she's dealing with depression too. So it's just a whole thing for the whole family to me.
Hmm.
Ugh. I don't feel triggered by it or anything like that because I feel like I'm kind of steady where I'm at, but it's just a lot, you know. It's just a lot of hopelessness, you know.
Yeah. You mentioned that you didn't sleep well because you're thinking about her.
Yeah, because I was wondering, did I, this this Bible study, was it, should I have done it, So I don't know. A lot of people been saying things like, just some things I'm like shocked that they would even say. I know some people say some things, but some people been coming out saying a lot of things that I'm like, okay. One was like, I was thinking about killing my husband. I was just thinking about feeding him some rat poison because that's how much I hate him. I was like, okay.
And once all these things are said, what happens in the group? What do you
Well,
facilitate?
hmm. Well, I don't usually have to do a whole lot because somebody else will intervene and say something, to either support or encourage or whatever. Um, on, like a lady, she said, what did she say? She said, you know, yesterday she stopped me as I was going out. She said, these people haven't talked about this stuff in their entire life. She said, this has been a really good Bible study. And I was like, you know, glad to hear that. But I didn't think it, in my mind, I'm like, no, it's not. But she thought it was a good Bible study. But they support each other and they encourage each other, you know, throughout the process. And that's what I wanted them to become closer because they were so separated,
Mhm.
by whatever, but they seem to be developing a bond and a friendship, you
Wow.
know.
Mhm. So in a way, it's doing exactly what you had hoped for.
Hmm. Yeah.
And would you say it's moving in that what we might call healthy church dynamic based on our readings?
I think it is, and that in yeah, the creating healthier church. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is. Because you're not going to be able to get the whole church involved and stuff like that. But I think it really is helping that particular group of people, and especially the one lady, she's just kind of really a hard person sometimes. She's just like ABC. That's it. Don't no left or right or whatever. But um, she seems to be coming around somewhat.
Wow.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing all this win-win, but you're second guessing whether or not you should have facilitated this particular pastoral care intervention.
Yeah, because it's been a lot, and I guess it's been a lot. It's just a lot to hear, a lot to you know. But I guess they needed to get it out and talk about it, where so they could feel freer. You know, I guess the way you say it that when you say it that way, I guess it is a good thing, but it's a lot. It's just a lot.
And you're going into what you might describe as a lot more with your project.
Yeah. And I don't even know. I was just reading that book though, and that just kind of stood out to me about Jesus' birth narrative and how people they tell us who we are, right? We don't get to. And I guess the reason I did it if I can share this, um I was one of my cousins, she's by marriage anyway, about a few years ago, about maybe about 10 years ago. She wanted to take me out to eat. I was like, okay, great. And then she sat down at the table. She's like, okay, you can come out. You can come out now. I was like, what are you talking about? Well, I know you're gay. You can come out. I was like, I'm not gay. Well, your mom said you haven't been sleeping with anybody. I'm like, I'm trying to become a pastor. That's why I'm not sleeping with anybody. But why is that my mom's business or your business? Well, I just think you need to come out. And I'm like, come out for what? I'm not gay. I have never slept with a woman in my life. I was like, what makes you think I'm gay? Well, your mom says that you haven't been dating and you don't go out. My mom don't know my life. My mom knows what she sees, but she doesn't know anything about my private life. My life is my life, and she don't know nothing about it.
Mm.
And so people will put a narrative on you
Mhm.
that they think belongs to you. And I was kind of shocked that she would even say something like that. And even if I was, what what right would it be hers to tell me when I could come out or not come out? That's my choice if I was. You know, it's
Mhm.
just the things that people put upon you, what they see. They don't know you. They just see things and they just that's your life, you know.
Mhm.
And I know that everybody has a burden on them what people have placed on them. We need to rewrite our own narrative and tell people who we truly are.
Mhm.
It's not what you think I am, it's who I know I am. You can
Mhm.
say all you want all day long, but I know who I am in Christ. You don't get to decide who I am, you know. So that's why that birth narrative, it just kind of hit me. And I'm like, and that scenario came up in my mind. And I was like, maybe, you know, we need to do this. So,
Mhm.
because when I started it, I didn't have any idea what I was going to do. I just had the people, I had the project, but I didn't know what I was going to do. And when I
Mhm.
was reading that book, it just kind of, this is what you're going to do. So,
Right. Have you finished the book?
I haven't finished all of it. I've gotten through some of it, but it's got like narratives of different people throughout the whole thing. But I didn't want to kind of get distracted from the Jesus part because if I go to the other ones, I'm gonna get kind of more distracted, I think, and kind of try to add more in. And I don't want it to be. It's only 2 hours, so I don't want to, you know, take away from the time that they have to do. And I already have my, you know, I have my notes and I have the birth narrative already printed out for them because I'm going to allow everybody to read a section and then at the end I think I'm gonna read it through one more time, tell them just to listen, but and then let them be able to break off into groups and talk about it or whatever. But I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure it out.
Mhm. So if you were to sort of use the chaplain kind of language and framing, your spiritual care assessment is that this community of leaders would have an unmet spiritual need of bonding together as leaders in their work in the church, and
Hmm.
potentially an unmet spiritual need of the power of naming, creating, framing, shaping one's own narrative. And
Right.
so you have created an intervention
Hmm.
where, using the model of Jesus, uh,
Hmm.
you'll draw them into conversation and reflection about how others will create a narrative for you. And I imagine how actually it's our role, opportunity, privilege, however you might describe it, to create our own narrative.
Yeah.
And do they get to do that? So the intervention is ex-
Yeah. I was gonna. I have I have to get some tablets or pens or what and pens and stuff, but I wanted them to be able to write their own, you know, what who they feel like they are, you know. And I have one guy, he is gay and he's in there and somebody told me somebody said something to him Sunday about, they were prophesying over. I wasn't there, I had to leave and it was Men's Day and they were telling him that he needs to um I guess be a man and stop doing what he's doing or whatever. And that kind of bothered me that they would say something like that to him, you know. So I mean, I know he get messed with all the time, bullied all the time, and uh, um and hopefully it'll be meaning for him that he can write his own narrative, you know.
okay. And so the intervention is to write their own narrative. And your hope in their doing that is the claiming of their of who they are. And in the process of doing that, are they sharing it with one another?
If they want to, I have a thing that says share as much as you want. If you want, if you feel like this is too much, go outside, walk around, whatever, you know.
Okay.
So what if they want to? I don't want to put anything upon anybody because this is just a workshop, and I don't want anybody to feel pushed to do anything they don't want to do.
So you have the trauma informed care theory that you're also drawing on to figure out how to be in such a a challenging opportunity with
Hmm.
being aware of the fact that trauma issues will likely emerge, and how do you do that in a way that demonstrates trauma informed care. So you have that in place. They have the potential to share, which has the potential to draw them closer together, because the hope is they'll have empathy and greater understanding for one another and begin to see each other differently than what they've put on people, but hear how people claim themselves, which is powerful. And all of that, you keep saying it's a lot, it's a lot, it's a lot. So I agree with you. It's a lot. It's a great project. It is, and it's a great opportunity of spiritual care. And I think the trauma informed piece that you're bringing is very well thought through, and the collaboration piece is also powerful. The resource that you're using and the idea that you're going to be limited in what you talk about so they have more time to engage. So, that's great. And then afterwards, the lingering around to try to make sure they connect with ongoing support and, professional support. It's a lot.
Yeah.
You feel inspired to do it. You have reasons, clinical reasons for doing it. So, in the midst of all of that, how are you taking care of you?
Hmm. Um, not very well, I guess. I am doing better with my eating. I'm doing better that way. I was kind of like in a funk and not eating the way I should.
Hmm.
Um, but I think I'm eating better. But because I was starting to gain my weight back. I had lost 50 pounds, but um, I was kind of I felt it was maybe not depression, but I don't know, something going on. But um, I'm I'm trying to get myself back together.
Okay. And are you in therapy?
I am not because I don't know my therapist. Okay, I had a therapist and I was seeing her regular and everything. And in January, I was seeing her, right? And she was like, well, we've only seen each other this many times. And you've counseled a couple times, but the truth is I did counsel 2 times, but she counseled like 3 times. And then she's like, well, we need to really see each other more. Fine. And then the next week her mother dies, which understandable, she's gonna take her time off, and that's great. And so when she did, she stayed out for, probably from January to March or something. And so I just couldn't get back. I couldn't get back with it. You know what I mean? So um I need to find somebody. Um and I haven't yet found anybody. I've had like 3 therapists since I've been here, and I really I don't know. I've had 3 Black therapists, but I just can't find the right one. So I'm kind of jaded right now to reach out and find one. And I want
You're
a Black therapist.
you're kind of jaded.
Yeah, because of some of the things that they did.
Hmm.
The one lady, I would be in a parking lot and she would like, I'm not gonna be able to meet you today. I'm like, I'm in your parking lot. Well, I meant to reach out earlier, but something came up. And she did that all the time. I'm not talking about this like 2 or 3 times. She did it constantly. And so that was, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I had another one and she did some things too, but it's probably me being oversensitive, but some of the things that they did, I don't know.
This
I don't know.
sounds frustrating. Yeah.
So I just have to, I don't know. Hopefully I can find somebody. I don't know. I haven't so far. I've looked some up, but I haven't been able to find anybody that I think would be a match for me.
That's tough. That's a big part of getting support from mental health professionals. Getting the right match, going
Hmm.
through multiple persons until you get that match, having to figure out what ideal characteristics in a therapist you would like, that you make your list, but you may have to live with 7 out of 8 as opposed to
Hmm.
all 8. Sometimes that does happen too, obviously.
Right.
And here you are launching out on a Bible study that's been challenging, adding a project that is challenging, and you're in CPE. And I hear you when you
Mm.
say it's a lot, it's a lot.
Right.
I'm wondering if it would be helpful to think short term therapists. Hey, I am specifically doing the following things, and things are coming up for me as I'm offering this spiritual care to others. And I need a space to process how it's impacting me. Um, and it may not be a great fit, but it may be a sufficiently good fit to get you through
Hmm.
a very specific period.
Right.
How does that sound?
I don't mind. I just hate the whole intake process. I mean, God knows I hate that part.
Yeah,
They want to know about your father. They want to know about your brother. They want to know about all this crap. And I hate
right.
that part. And I hate repeating it over. I don't, if we can go straight to it, I'd be fine. But just to have to do that, I hate it. I'll be honest with you. I just hate that part. And I know they need the information, but I think that's just been the biggest holdback for me, that
Mm.
part.
It does give you a place of great empathy for the very people that you are working with, and acknowledging the limitations of your ability to support them, but pushing them to go deeper and saying, "Here's a resource for you." I mean, you have enormous empathy for how important it is and how difficult it is to access.
Right.
So, I
Right.
mean, staying awake, wondering if the women should just stop going to Bible study altogether and maybe not even show up for this special project event because it's too much. I mean, that's a, a familiar response that you have.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about it and I'm thinking about her pain and I'm wondering is if I'm trying to protect myself because I don't want to feel her pain. You know what I mean? It's not my pain, it's her pain. So
You
I
don't
don't
want to
know.
feel her pain. Do you want to feel your pain?
Mm-mm. Oh,
Powerful,
I don't know.
powerful to
No.
acknowledge. Yeah.
Yeah. I know I need to do this. I do have somebody in mind. I my Realm group, they said that we can have like 3 free sessions. But that starts in September. But I mean, I have insurance. I can see her anyway. Um, so I may reach out to her.
Hmm. That sounds good. I'm glad you're thinking about your options, you know. Um,
Hmm.
I want to encourage you to continue to reflect on your options. I think you've named pretty well these major, if you allow me to say, obstacles. I don't want to go and start all over. I really want someone who's African American. They're very limited and difficult to access. And then the ones I've accessed have not been very helpful in professional ways. Um, the difficulty of revisiting that history, but knowing they need that history to care for you. And in the midst of it, the urgency of the moment, I would, it feels to me like it's rather urgent. You're in the midst of the Bible study, reaching your limitations and supporting others. You're about to go into something that can bring up even more issues. I mean, Lisa at some point puts Lisa at least second or third, if you won't put Lisa first. But right now, you keep, it seems to me that you keep pushing Lisa down, and Lisa's not first in terms of care. And I just can't imagine you as a spiritual caregiver saying things to other people like, well, if you put yourself second, third, or fourth and just put all that other stuff aside, you'd be fine and focus on something else. I mean, would you say that to someone else?
No, I even thought about it last night because when I said keep suggesting that she take the therapist, and I'm like, well, you're not even in it yourself, and you need to be in it. So I don't know. There's a
That's
lot.
that's a good observation, that while you're trying to point her in what you understand to be a helpful way, it's
Hmm.
actually being undermined by the fact that you yourself are not engaging in it. That
Hmm.
that's a really important counter transference that does have the potential to have you engage others through your struggle as opposed to mindful of it. Yeah, that's a good observation.
Yeah, I don't
Even
know.
I don't want to feel her pain. It's like, okay. So we won't browbeat it and we'll move on. I think it's clear because you've said it. Hey,
Hmm.
I have a lot going on and I'm plunging in deeper and I have a limited support system around this. And even the story from 10 years ago that really was a part of your inspiration and motivation and ability to discern this need in your community, it still too has some sting to it, some pain to it, some aspects of it that are not resolved. You know, um, I heard you. My mother doesn't know what's going on in my life. I heard you. What's going on in my life. I heard you. That's my business. I heard you. I need a therapist, but the ones I have are terrible. I heard you. And I see you and I affirm what you've identified that you need and I encourage you to seek it with a little more urgency.
Got it. Got the number right here.
That's good urgency. I'm glad
Yes.
to hear that.
After I get off here, I will reach out.
Okay.
I, I
That's a
was gonna
that's
do it this week, but I didn't do it. But no particular reason. But
That's a
yeah,
go. Well, I affirm you have lots of reasons to not be reaching out, and they're good reasons. They're valid reasons. So, I don't want to minimize the mountain you need to climb, but I do want you to climb that mountain because I think it matters, and I think
yeah,
you've already determined that it does.
yeah.
So that's important. You're important.
Thank
And
you.
the work
I
you're
appreciate
doing is important. And we do want you to do it for a while.
it. Well, thank you. Thank you. I want to be here for a while too.
Good, good. This is good. See, we got some stuff that we agree on. That's really important. All
Yeah.
right. How are you feeling right now? If you just check
Um,
yourself.
I think I'm feeling better because I have I have to realize no matter what happens with people and what they're going through, I'm not the fixer. I have to continue to to realize that, but I will continue to offer the support I need, but there's nothing I can do beyond the support,
Hmm.
and helping my own self, being encouraged to go ahead and reach out now, which I will do that after I get off. So,
Yeah.
because it's a lady I saw maybe 2 years ago at something I was able to go to, and I had 3 sessions with her, and I really felt comfortable with her. So, um, she's not African American, but I think she'll
Right.
help me
Okay.
what I need.
You are creating. You're adding to your list of choices and actions. Good for you. How are you feeling about our group as we continue to go through our stages of getting to know each other?
Um, yeah, I think I'm feeling a lot better. I needed to talk it out last week. And I just need to realize as well that, we all come from different backgrounds, and um everybody has their own thing going on, and you know, and I got to realize the cultures of different people as well, and how they respond and stuff. So I'm feeling pretty good about the group. I mean, I think we're gonna be a good group together.
Hmm.
I feel like we are.
Yeah. I want to affirm your engagement. You know, that was one of your choices, including the, you had among the choices, if I can just in a simplistic way, was to disengage or engage, remain present or present but superficial. And I felt like you were engaging, you were listening
Okay.
and genuinely seeking to offer uh, helpful feedback. And so I just want to affirm that. Because you have all the choices you had, that was the one that you chose. And I think it was helpful for the group. And I hope it was helpful for you. I know it
Mhm.
was helpful for me in terms of facilitating, and I appreciated what you brought.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think it'll be fine. Yeah.
I just want to acknowledge that was not minor. That was an important self-awareness. And initially, when you were talking about it, there was a lot of victim language, but you shifted to what can I create in here? Because I don't like this. Now, what are my options? And you listed your options, and then you
Hmm.
choice that I think was very empowering. And we talked about looking at how to get to that empowerment dynamic,
Hmm.
the drama, and I think you did it by
Thank
identifying
you.
your choices and then making the choice that was empowering for you and for others.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
high
I
five.
appreciate it.
Okay.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I do also know we need to cover site visit at some point, but we don't have to do it today. We can talk about
Okay.
when another site visit would be helpful. And since we've had one, that gives us some flexibility. There's no need for it to be, like in the first 2 days or something, first 2 weeks or
Oh,
anything. We have flexibility. Um,
okay.
so we'll keep it on there. I want to hold things at as much bay as possible till you get through this particular part of your project, this particular phase,
Yeah.
which 28th, I will be praying for you. And
Please.
fasting, I can't fix anything, but I can pray and fast. So I'm gonna do what
Well,
I can on this end, and I just encourage you to continue to ask questions and seek whatever um, feedback from me that might be helpful. I did get I think this is your latest weekly reflection. Did I?
yeah, yeah. I sent both
Okay.
of them.
And I said I was going to give you some written feedback on the first one, and I didn't. So I apologize for that. I'm not going to go back to the first one, but today you'll get some feedback from me on this one. Okay.
Okay. Because
Because
I'm
it's,
not really sure about it. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I'm trying to break it down and process it, but I'm not sure if I'm doing it correctly. So,
Yeah.
all the steps and all the layers and of
Right.
those questions. It's a lot of questions.
It really is. So what I would like to do is pull your document up in the Word, and
Hmm.
I'd like to go in and I could use either a different color or just capital, bold capital.
That'd be
But
fine. Either way. Hmm.
I'm not, sometimes people use bold and capital, it's interpreted as yelling. I'm not yelling. I'm just trying to distinguish my text from yours. Okay.
Right.
And what
Yeah.
I'll do is usually not usually, I'll be commenting on what has just preceded. So it's as if I'm reading it and then,
Hmm.
oh, I think, and I'll make a comment and then I'll keep reading. So then if you go through it that way, the comments will make sense and I won't have to write, oh, this is in reference to 6 paragraphs over. I'll just put it right there. This is what I think,
Okay. Mm,
and just
right.
give you feedback. So I make a commitment to get it to you today. So
Hmm.
because like you said last time, these are a lot and there are
Hmm.
a lot of questions and they generate a lot of pages from you. So I can't go back. I can only go forward. But I acknowledge that I didn't keep my commitment before, but I will this time.
That's okay. No, I
Thank
understand.
you, Grace. Thank you for your grace. I need it. So thank you.
No worries. Also tomorrow I'm trying to get there early to see if they'll give me a room early, but I don't know how it's gonna play out. I already tried to get it and that, but I'm going up like at 9:30, so hopefully they'll give me something.
And when they have a conference, it's difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what they said. They couldn't guarantee, so
right.
I don't know.
So you'll come when you can. And I haven't seen the write up for the video. Have you sent that?
Um, what video?
Well,
Uh,
are you waiting for
oh,
me?
oh, the write-up, what I was supposed to do for my assignment. Yeah, because I
Right.
wasn't really clear. Was I doing it? What was I doing it on? That's what I wasn't clear about.
So why don't we, since you haven't done it yet, right?
No.
Why don't we choose a longer movie that will cover more hours and we'll still use the family systems, but we'll
Hmm.
add trauma informed care.
Okay.
So uh, I know you need some structure for that. So allow
Hmm.
me to pick, if you will,
Okay.
the
Hmm.
movie
Hmm.
and add that structure. So you'll do that one thing and it can cover both because we'll make it longer.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And so
Yeah.
you join us tomorrow when you can safely do so. I'm
Okay.
aware and I'll remind the group. Hey,
Okay.
you've already told us that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I make myself a note and you've given me enough work for today.
Wow, I appreciate it. And I'm sorry to work you so hard.
No, you're not. I'm grateful to be on this journey with you. Grateful to
Thank
be on
you.
this journey with you.
I appreciate all the input and the advice. It's been really and listening and telling me you hear me. So that I really appreciate that. That means a lot.
You are welcome. Pick up that phone number and I will see
I
you when you
got it
can.
right here. I'm going to do it right now.
When you can tomorrow. Okay. When you can.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye bye.